Welcome back to Pride. Today we're going to be going over a basic drill using a slip line. Good for boxers, good for MMA fighters. The difference between victory and defeat in boxing is sometimes 1 inch. That's why using a slip line is very important for boxers and MMA fighters, both beginner and advanced. So first we're going to start off with moving on the slip line. We're going to move side to side, slipping under the slip line, and also moving forward at the same time. I want to keep a real good angle when I'm on the side of the slip line here. I also want to be very close to it. I don't want to be too far out. I want to stay real close to the slip line. The slip line is representing my opponent's strike. This would be his left jab going right over my shoulder. If I'm in a situation in the ring and I have the opportunity to have my opponent's left jab slipping over my left shoulder, I would rather be here than here, because from here I could land a counter shot much easier than if I was far away. Then I'm going to be reaching to try to land that counter shot, going too far away from my jaw with my punches, not being able to bring the hand back as fast to cover up if he tries to counter me. So you always want to stay real close to the slip line. By staying a little bit more sideways, we're giving our opponent less of a target. The more squared we stand, the more of a target our opponent has, and we're also on our heels. We never want to be on our heels. So we're going to stand nice and sideways. We're going to step with our left foot, go under the slip line, bring the right foot with us. Now we're going to step with our right foot, come under the slip line, bring the left foot. When we move to our left foot leads. When we move to our right foot leads. After leading with the left foot, as I'm about to do, that back foot has to follow. So we're going to keep the hands up. We're going to go under the slip line, come up. Under, come up. The whole time we're moving forward on each of these steps. I want to give you guys a real good view of the feet when you're working the slip line. We're just going to go over the same thing we just talked about, just moving under and moving forward on that slip line. So we're going to stay real close. The slip line is right over my right shoulder. So I'm going to step with that back right foot, slip under the line, and that left front foot has to follow. You can always loosen up the legs. Lead with the left foot, lead with the right foot. Lead with the left, lead with the right. Lead with the left, lead with the right. So always keeping the hands up, staying real close to that slip line. Come under, lead with that right foot, lead with that left foot. Lead with that right foot. When I lead with that right foot, when I come up, I want to really check how sideways I am, because I want to be ready to land a good right cross to the body, come across with an uppercut to the head. Keep both hands up, come under, come under. So here we're loading up the right hand. Here we're loading up that left hand for left hooks, left hook to the body, left uppercut coming under the punch he just threw at us. This is his right cross going right over our shoulder. So you really want to drill this. You really want to get comfortable first with the movement, making sure you're balanced and making sure you're in a good position to be able to throw strikes after coming up from your slip. So you're going to slip, come up, slip, come up, slip, come up. As you feel more comfortable moving forward, then we're going to start trying to move backwards as well. So we're going to bob and weave. We're going to slip under the slip line. We're going to lead with our left foot here, because it's his jab that's over our left shoulder. We're always going to lead with the left when we move to the left. Only difference is now we're going to pull back that left foot a little bit when we step with that left foot. So we're going to pull back, come up, back, come up, back, come up, back, come up, staying close to the slip line. This way now you can move forward and backwards, okay? Whenever you go under the slip line, you always want to make sure that you feel balanced and really ready to throw or react to a second punch. Another important thing to keep in mind, whether you're a beginner or an advanced fighter, you always need to remind yourself, as I said in the beginning of the video, staying close to the slip line. That also is going to apply when we're going under the slip line. When we bob and weave, we want to bob and weave slightly. We don't want to go too low. The closer I stay to the punch, the sooner I'm going to be up, ready to deliver my own punch, okay? If I slip too low, if I bob and weave really low, it's going to take me longer to rise up to my fighting stance and get set to throw my counter shot, okay? So keeping that slip line really close to yourself, not only when you're on the side of it, but also when you go under it. You don't need to go too low. So that's another thing to keep in mind, whether you're moving forwards or backwards. So as you start to feel more and more comfortable using the slip line, your footwork is good, you feel balanced, you're staying close to the slip line, you're not moving too far away from it. The next thing you want to really start focusing on is where you are when you come up from that slip. After I bob and weave, I want to make sure that I'm in a good position to be able to throw punches, to be able to react, and to be able to move. So after I do each slip, I can really feel the bounce in my legs and test my balance as well and make sure that I'm in a really good position. So that's another thing you can do. After each slip, you randomly just want to check your balance and see how you feel. Make sure that you're balanced and ready to react. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to add this to your training. Whether you're a boxer or an MMA fighter, whether you're a beginner or an advanced fighter, add this to your training. Old school training is what made champions. Using a slip line is what creates defense. You always have to protect yourself when you're fighting. Don't worry about none of this new age training stuff that they're coming out with, trying to figure out different ways to use different training exercises. Look at the old school training. That's what made champions, and that's what builds champions now.